I'm going to record a short video about composition of functions. For this video, I'm going to do an example with two linear functions so that you can see how this works with kind of a straightforward example using functions you're probably really comfortable with. So let's let f of x be 2x plus 3 and g of x be 7x minus 5. Those are both linear functions because the highest term's an x and they're polynomials. If I graph these, they would be lines. That's linear function. So let's look at what f of g of x would be for these functions. Well, that means I have to take wherever I see g of x, that's 7x minus 5. So that's like finding f of 7x minus 5. So I take this down here, 2, and now my new x is 7x minus 5, because that came from here. And I need to make sure I still stick that plus 3 from the f of x. So this is the same function as f of x, but where it used to have an x, instead it has this whole thing that came from putting in the g of x. And this can be simplified. I can go through and multiply this. So I have 2 times 7, that's 14. 2 times negative 5, so that'd be negative 10. Plus 3 comes along for the ride. Oh, hey, some like terms. So I have 14x minus 10 plus 3, and that would be minus 7. So f of g of x is equal to 14x minus 7. Now, let's look at g of f of x. Well, that's the same thing as taking g of the function f of x, which is 2x plus 3. So I just plop that right in there. Well, search and replace. In g, every single time I see an x, I plop in 2x plus 3. So let's see here. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. Minus 5. I once again forgot to stick my x in there. That is a mistake I have seen students make, and I have to be careful about it myself. So sometimes I will double check to make sure that I still have my variable in there because I get so focused on doing my multiplication. So I still have my 14x. 21 and negative 5 are like terms. 21 minus 5 is 16. And so my function g of f of x is 14x plus 16. So something kind of interesting happened here. F of g of x and g of f of x are not the same. So order matters here. It matters which one of these went inside the other one. And that's an important thing to keep in mind. So think about if you need to do f of g of x or g of f of x, if you're in some kind of story problem situation and you're trying to put it together yourself, you have to really think about what order to do things in because you do get different answers. And in general, f of g of x is not equal to g of f of x. So keep that in mind.